There we go. What is your profile pic? Says over zero. An apt question to start off this game. That's a really dodgy shot. Wow, over zero actually getting a little bit fortunate there that Garrett dumped the ball straight in his line because his shot wasn't that good. His aerial kind of took him out the game. That's wow. Garrett with a wide rotation gonna take himself out the game, and over zero getting a counter attack off the inside of the post hit. Wow. Are we gonna see it again in the replay? We are. Oh yeah, Garrett, he should have not greeted for that. A dog and a human hugging. Oh, I can't see it. Oh yeah, game sound is very quiet, my bad. Kaboom. There we go, that's much lighter now. Is that loud enough, boys? Is it loud enough? Garrett going for a bit of a flick. This isn't a terrible outcome because he can keep attacking from the other side. Really nice pop. Over zero. Getting baited out of his goal line. Doesn't want to have to deal with another Garrett flick to the back post. It's not a terrible thing to just keep on going side to side like that. Take the ball across the net because you can usually collect the boost in the far corner. Is that an alpha boost trail? Is that alpha boost on Garrett? Nice kickoff by over zero. Looks like there's going to be a goal. It certainly is. And now that my kickoff tutorial's out, you all know exactly what Garrett did wrong here. So I don't need to tell you. I wonder how many people are going to play a car based on what they got in a crate. Talk about goal side Johnny. I already made a tutorial about it over zero. But over zero is correct. Garrett was not goal side on the kickoff, so he lost it. No luck involved. He just completely beamed it. It's as simple as that. But yeah, Garrett used to be an Octane player. I wonder if he's playing Breakout purely because he got a crate with this lovely skin. So Garrett thought about going for a boost steal or a demo there. Very often in 1v1 when you see a little contest for a boost in the corner, the player who's arriving late will just go for the demo on the player who's getting to the boost quickly. It's a pretty good trade-off. You know, they get the boost but you kill them. That's a really good shot by over zero. What a save by Garrett though. And he manages to give the ball back to himself because it didn't come hard down off the ceiling. So although Garrett's had pretty low boost for this entire exchange, a good steal by over zero. So over zero tried to steal every boost there. He actually missed the one in his own corner. Nice save though. And this time over zero does get a successful challenge in his own corner. It's a pretty consistent defensive strategy so far from over zero. He's been, you know, posturing himself in goal, and then as soon as he has a chance he'll move forward. Oh my goodness, so close to the goal right there. Garrett with a nice shot. Garrett's looking pretty organized so far. Good look back right there. Series score, this is the first game. This is the first game. We're on command doubles, shooting star. Okay, over zero missing that one, gives the ball to Garrett. Does back off. Now it's a decent shot from Garrett, but it's not going to... It's never going to go in against a player of over zero's caliber. Like a better thing for Garrett to do there would just be to deliberately hit the crossbar, because from over zero's angle, it's really difficult to know whether or not the ball is going in. Oh, speaking of crossbar! Garrett missing the open net and giving over zero a chance, and over zero misses the open net. Oh my goodness. Are we watching two land boys or prospects right here? No offense to all the prospects out there. I love each and every one of you. As long as you subscribe and play in my sub wars. Another crossbar, this time off the back of a challenge in front of over zero's net. Garrett with a blind bump. No way. He just got a blind bump on over zero. I don't think this is intentional, but worked out really well for him. We see over zero's trying to go back. Turns off ball cam to check where Garrett is and gets bumped in the same instant. And apparently this is the worst 1v1 of over zero's life. I don't know, I've seen worse. I've seen some pretty bad 1v1s from the over zero. I'm just kidding. So pretty telegraphed challenge there from Garrett. Does give a great chance to over zero, who he does take it. On that approach, Garrett didn't change his line, he didn't feather his boost at all, he just went straight for over Zer0, just gunned straight to him, which, when you're 2-all in the game is not really necessary. You don't need to rush and hope. You can... Oh my goodness. This is fast becoming the worst 1v1 of over Zer0's life. At least he got the butt slide, if nothing else. We will watch that again. I can't talk to him in the chat, but I would say nice butt slide. This is a really well executed... Oh, beautiful. Look at that. Right after the whiff on the easy goal. Or the easy save, rather. Completely lost my train of thought, though. That butt slide just completely distracted me. Oh yeah, so Garrettg going for a pretty risky play. Speaking of risky plays. You don't need to make those risky challenges when you are tied up. Flop on the air roll shot for Garrett. Hook shot for over Zer0. And a boost steal. I don't expect him to jump off this wall, and he doesn't. Wow, somehow not getting the demo. No, wait, how did that not demo Garrett? I need to see this again. That's unbelievable. Garrett actually landed on top of over Zer0. That's the only reason he didn't get demoed. He just didn't care. Over Zer0 mistimed the demo ever so slightly, but he's still going to feel pretty bad about that one, because I expected him to get demoed right there. But the fact that he just barely caught the back end of his car was enough. And pretty close on that kickoff, but usually in that situation, the person who can stay more central... Beautiful aerial shot by Garrett. This is almost like a mirror image of what happened last time. Yeah, Garrett just getting a little bit more central on the ball makes a difference. 2 goals to go from 4-3 to 6-3, and it's all from Garrett, you know, getting right in the middle of that ball on face-off. Nice touch. Garrett is showing us that he is definitely a solid ones player. You know, over Zer0 did say himself that this is one of his worst 1v1 games, but good presence of mind by Garrett. I've never seen him play ones, like I said. This is very interesting for me to see how he decides to play it, because he's a very aggressive threes player. Very risky threes player, I'd say, but sometimes risky players in threes, like I'd say Lachinio is another example, are actually really safe ones players. So, oh, and speaking of safe, that is not safe. Garrett aborts mission in that air dribble. Needs a half flip here, and he does. Beautifully done. Tries to keep it up. Oh my goodness. Not going to curve up. So game 1 going to Garrett. Garrettg with the GG. Yes, over Zer0. Oh, at the end. What? What just happened? I just tried to type I don't know, and it came out I done, and I still have I don't know in the chat. What? Alright. Anyway. Demos can feel a bit weird sometimes. It's all to do with the momentum of the two vehicles. Like, what you see on your screen is not always what the server sees. And over Zer0 getting a little bit sad about that one. But honestly, he was completely in the game. Garrett took a 1-goal lead, and a couple of really solid kickoffs from the aforementioned gave him a 6-3 lead from a 4-3 advantage. That really shows you how important kickoffs are in 1 versus 1. Oh my word, what a save. Over Zer0 giving Garrett the credit he deserves right there. That save was nuts. He had to flip at precisely that moment to get that save. Any earlier would have gone too high. Any later would have gone too low. Or not too high. Any earlier or later, the ball would have either been missed or gone underneath the crossbar. That save was nuts. And a nice hook shot as well for the 1-0. That's interesting. Garrett didn't dodge into that face-off. He just planted the center of his car right into it. Oh, if this ball rolls, over Zer0's going to be salty. It does bounce, though. If that ball rolled up and hugged the wall, over Zer0 would have been like, you're kidding me right now. Equalizer for over Zer0. I'll turn off the overlay. Don't know why I still got that on. Try using party chat and see in their game. Nice 50-50 by over Zer0. I like that Garrett's pressuring that situation, because he sees that over Zer0 has to make a pretty awkward turn towards the ball. And Over0 turning away there was really smart, because that's like one of the most common positions for wall shots to just go straight into the net when it's sort of a quarter of the way up the pitch in your own defensive corner. Press U for party chat. It doesn't work. Oh my goodness, Garrett. Winning another kickoff, but too hard. Side flip shot takes the power off that. Over0 needing to get more power on that shot if he wants any chance of it to go in. But he does still have the pressure and the lead, so he won't be too disappointed. Okay, bit of greedy boosts here, but Garrett also going for the boost. So Garrett in the wrong mindset in that shot. Tries to rush it in, but he failed to notice that Over0 was actually going to get to the ball just in time, and he does so again. Pretty aggressive challenge, not necessary for Garrett to go up like this. Like a simple fake challenge would be enough to get Over0 to jump, and then he could back off and intercept the ball. When you're only losing by 1 goal, you don't need to throw yourself at the ball like that if you are Garrettg. So Over0 is going to try and bait him into a bad challenge again. This is very smart play. Nice delayed flick. Air roll into the ball with the diagonal front flip. Finds the top corner. Garrett missed his opportunity to challenge and then gets just too close. It's so difficult to stop once you let somebody get that close to your goal. Somebody who can delay flick it into the top corner like that. Garrett won't have enough boost to get on the end of this one. Well, not initially. He did collect 12 on the ground though, which gave him plenty to go for the aerial, but only enough to hit the crossbar. Over0 5-1. Still plenty time on the clock for Garrett to mount a comeback, but he's got to start playing a little bit more safe, because counter-attack goals are turning into quite a common thing for Over0. And Over0 going for the push kickoff. He just tries to push it back in, or straight the way he's facing. Oh my goodness, what happened to Garrett here? Did he miss a boost in the corner? I feel like he should have won this race. Oh, he decides not to go for the fast line. Yeah, he just misread how close Over0 was to the ball right there. Obviously, if he had a correct read on the depth of the cars, he wouldn't have gone for that line. Would have taken more of a blocking line rather than a straight contest. And when I say contest, I mean like the difference between a block and a contest is a block is you're expecting the other player to hit the ball before you, and you're going for an interception immediately after their hit. So there's a fake challenge by Garrett. I like it, and dodges Over0's bump. And Rui AMG Silva, thanks for the subscription, man. Maybe looking to get involved in some sub wars later on. I certainly hope so. But yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the support. And some nice half flipping by Garrett to stay relevant here. Actually manages to beat Over0 to the ball, and a nice boost grab. You see he took a little line off to the left right there. Stole that boost, so now Over0's running out. He does pick up one at the side though. Garrett missed while he was trying to steal every single boost. Now Over0's in the boost stealing. They're just dribbling the ball all around the pitch right now until one misplay should be the goal. Good job by Garrett though. This is constant pressure from him. Boy hello, yeah. That's probably going to be a thing, isn't it? This when people sub, just boy hello in the chat. It is my best emote. Probably my best emote. I'm not sure if I finished my train of thought on the difference between contesting the ball and blocking the ball. So yeah, contest is when you expect to get a hit like at the exact same moment, or at least almost instantaneously as your opponent hits it. Like that's a contest, both players hitting it at the same time. Over0 just went straight for the ball. He didn't care what Garrett was doing with it. He just hit the ball, contested it. But yeah, if he expected Garrett to pop it, he might go for a double jump to block that angle, which would obviously take him straight over the top of the ball if Garrett doesn't pop it, which is a danger of going for blocks, especially in 1v1. I think players should always be looking for contests in 1v1 rather than blocks. Blocks are more of a risky play. Obviously, this is a best of 3 on regular map before we move into Rumble ones, which will be very interesting. I've yet to play any Rumble myself because that, I don't know, for me, I don't get to play much Rocket League these days, so whenever I do play, I just play the regular map. Garrett missing the boost on the rotation out. I do like that he backflipped out of the aerial though, because he realized Over0 was just going to beat him to the ball. A nice control. Over0 taking Garrett out the game with a deft touch. Right there, Garrett does go for a bit of a blocking angle, but he has to try and get blocks at this point. I did say that blocks are not something you look for in 1v1. Well, when you're losing 6-2 with about 50 seconds left, you start taking those risks, like blocks and predictions, aerials, wall shots. They're all much more viable the closer to the end of the game it is when you're losing. The Batmobile's hitbox actually got updated to be longer. Did it? No way. Did it really? I'd be extremely surprised if that's the case. Want me to teach from Haribo? Delicious. Ooh. Yeah, sometimes when I'm losing a 1v1 and I know that I have no chance of winning or making a comeback, I sometimes just try and like do kickoff practice against the other player. Like I'll just start scoring own goals and keep practicing kickoffs. I don't even tell them. I don't know if that's like rude. Nice block by Garrett. Meaningless in the grand scheme of things, but it did look pretty cool. Air roll into the favorable 50-50, predicting the clear. Yeah, sometimes if I'm having trouble against somebody's kickoff, I'll just try and have as many kickoffs as possible against them. GG, over 0 ties up the series. Oh my goodness, the spasming camera. Takumi is more like Octane. Doesn't Takumi have a better turning circle than Octane? But I don't know, like, they released the Marauder, which is very similar to the Octane, and still Octane is really popular. I don't know why, but Octane just feels good. I was telling people for a long time to play the Marauder just because I wanted to see if people would like it. I wanted more people to try it. So I told a lot of people, oh yeah, it's just better, because I wanted them to play it, but it's better on paper. Some favorable kickoffs right here. Garrett should be looking behind him there to see what over 0 is up to. Just a quick glance back. Tap that right analog stick down if you're on default controls. And over 0 with the fake jumps. He's trying to get Garrett to jump, and he does. Like, fake jumps, that's a spacing technique. Getting your opponent to back off, because when you jump, you're threatening a hit. And usually that makes your opponent back off. Garrett realized what over 0 was doing, committed to a challenge, but over 0 forced it under him. So, mind games all around right there. Put up the overlay? No. We do not need the overlay. It's 1-all in games. I think it's pretty easy to remember that. Over 0 playing it slow. He could have tried to rush this in, but he's going for the slow approach instead. Does get it off the back of a pretty mediocre flick, but it's enough to get it past Garrett, who doesn't challenge particularly well in this instance. Yeah, Garrett's line there just really isn't covering a lot of the goal at all. Over 0, 2-1. Looks like Garrett isn't anywhere near as comfortable as he was in game 1. So over 0, the ball getting a bit too far away from him to get the kickoff goal. Tries the freestyle. Foolish boy, but you know, the pride pool is at stake for who can score the coolest goal, obviously, as well as who can win the game, so he's trying to get both. But he gets rightfully punished for his silly freestyle. I see Zer0 is like super popular on Twitch now. His YouTube's doing fantastically well. It's good to see though, because there is a massive audience for that. For freestyling. And although it doesn't interest me, it does interest a lot of people, and I respect that. So I think it's really cool for Rocket League. There was, you know, Kronovi kind of was that person in the beta, and then Cuxer after him, and now Zer0 is taking all those fans. So that's pretty cool that they still have a home. All of the former Kronovi and Cuxer freestyling fanboys. So over 0's touch right there, a little bit too direct on the goal. Notice how the only way he could get the ball past Garrett was to hit the ball over the top of Garrett. Good dribble at Garrett, taking the boost right there. Rushes the ball a little bit. Oh, nice job. He leaves off ball cam here because what Garrett is doing is he wants to see what Over0 is up to in front of him. And if Garrett turns on ball cam, the camera will look straight up in the air and Garrett won't be able to see what's in front of him. What a pass. Over0 with the most pointless aerial I've ever seen. The belly flop pass. That's beautifully done. I don't know how he managed to do that. That was honestly a really, really good pass. Obviously he didn't mean to do that, but fantastically done regardless. And he's gonna get punished with a kickoff goal as well. That's gonna be pretty salt-inducing. Pretty salt-inducing. Garrett's been doing a great job on that kickoff this game. Alright, fake kickoff from Over0. Probably gonna collect the ball and the boost. Very well done. That's what that kickoff is trying to do. It's just all about collecting the ball and the boost. Oh, another fake on the underside of the ball and the turtle goal for Over0. So if we look at for what Garrett sees here, he sees the ball on top of Over0's car. Over0 has been doing a lot of flicks and throws, so Garrett jumps high to block what he thinks is going to be a flick, and then Over0 just lets the ball roll underneath him. So GFFB, well played by Over0, brings it back within one, but he can't get a kickoff goal of his own. Okay, will he do it again? Oh, okay. Over0, if he wants to have a higher success rate on that play, should of course let the ball fall off the front of his car, because then it's more likely to go underneath the opponent. Tries to do it again. I think I can get behind that play. Like, if you can mind game somebody twice in a row with the exact same move, you're basically inside their head for the rest of the game. Like, full occupation. So, I respect that. The double mind game for Over0. Is he going to try it again? I hope so. Oh, okay, this time he goes for the flick. Doesn't try to catch up to the ball. Instead goes for the boost play. So, pressure is the name of the game for Over0. Nearly gets demoed. So risky right there. Nearly getting demoed. That would have been a goal for Garrett if Over0 got demoed right there. Oh my goodness, Over0. Tight angle turns. This is so close right here. Garrett still does have the lead, so I don't want to see anything risky from him. Oh, what a shot. Over0 just taking a little bit too long. He thought Garrett was going to back off, but Garrett actually turning around and getting a shot from the inside. Let's see. So Garrett, nice turn on the wall by him. Very well done. There was a split second there that Over0 could have got the ball past Garrett, but he missed it. He missed his moment. Could be a kickoff goal, though. Looks like Over0 just doesn't save much boost on his kickoff. He's opting to use almost all of it, so he doesn't have any chance of catching up with that ball. Goes for the off-the-wall play. Not an awful decision when you're down by 2, but he's about to be down by 3. And he seems to be pretty surprised by that one. Honestly though, that 50-50 goes just as you'd expect it to go. Over0 coming in from the side. That, if you remember my diagram on the kickoff tutorial, that's like, we'll call it 9 o'clock. Garrett coming from underneath, 6 o'clock. The ball's probably going to squeeze out on the fat side of the angle, and that is obviously going to go in Garrett's favour, exactly as we saw, so no surprises really. Okay, Over0's back to within 2. 47 seconds. He's probably going to get 2 chances to score. Wow, okay. That was just not a very good challenge by Garrett, but Over0 does enough to get the goal. He must be pretty surprised, honestly. Fake kickoff again. Been working pretty successfully for him. Really well done by Over0. Gets the boost and the ball. Barely gets in the way of it, does Garrett. Oh, that's a bit unfortunate for Over0. If that ball had bounced more central, he would have had a straight goal, but the just complete whiff on the ball by Garrett gives him the goal. Right here, though, if that ball had bounced straight in the corner, he could have probably put it in the net before Garrett got back in time. Okay, this kickoff's one Over0 has been struggling on. This one's pretty okay, though. He's going to take this result. He'll be happy with it. Good pressure from Over0. He just desperately wants the ball right now. He wants it to be in his control. He's trying to establish a shot, or at least a chance to make a shot. Oh, Garrett with a whiff! Over0 gets the equalizer. There it is. Garrett just beams the shadowing defensive play. Oh, he just let go of his boost. He let go of his boost. He didn't want to jump in front of the ball, so he slowed down, but he slowed down for too long, and we're back even in regular time. 10 seconds. Garrett on the ball. This is a really big chance. Should be a goal, honestly. Oh, crossbar! So close. I think Garrett's just going to tick down the clock. Oh, he thought about going up the wall. Okay, very interesting. Overtime in the deciding game. Garrett probably getting the boost and the ball off the face-off. Okay, good read over Zer0. Really well done, perfectly predicting Garrett. So even though Garrett has the boost and the initial touch on the ball, over Zer0 reads perfectly what he's going to do. And look at that. Over Zer0 was just waiting right there. Garrett had no idea. So GG's from these guys. Really good comeback from over Zer0. Really good comeback from 3 goals down. GG. Who's GG? Who's GG Mo is that? WCS GG. That's pretty cool. Alright.